Hi everyone, Bryant Lau here for another video in B2B Growth Explained. In this video, I want to cover the topic of leads and contacts within Salesforce, some of the challenges you might run into with them, and some ways around that. So first of all, let's go through what the intended use case is for leads and contacts within Salesforce. So kind of the classic model is that a lead would enter your database via web or marketing automation or manually. Sales or an SDR would then qualify that lead. If they determine that there's an opportunity there, they would convert it. And during this conversion process would create an account, contact, and opportunity. And then this whole process from lead to opportunity would basically fill the need of tracking your sales and marketing funnel, as it would really be the foundations for any metrics you report on your conversion process. Now, there are some challenges with this approach. First of all, it really assumes that you operate with a linear sales model. By this I mean the fact that you only go through once in a clear direction, which is forward. In reality, the sales marketing process isn't always linear. Sometimes you have opportunities with businesses that might be closed lost 1 year, 2 years later are revived, but now you have everything as already as an opportunity or a contact. If you try and create another one, how do you handle that process, right? You don't have that original lead, or else you're creating a duplicate lead to track that progression through your funnel. So again, there's a challenge assuming that everything is linear, because the real world, it really isn't. Another challenge is editing converted lead records. Now, this really used to be a challenge in Salesforce up until, I think it was about 2016 when they made this change. But previously, when our lead record became converted, it became locked and there was no way to edit it. Now, Salesforce has made some changes and you can go back and edit previously locked records, but that's an additional permission that you would have to hand out to specific user or users. And you'd really want to be judicious with how you hand that out. So it ends up creating a little bit more of a challenge in terms of understanding who gets this ability to now go back and edit existing records that have been converted. Some of the other challenges, you can't see leads from an account record. And this is really challenging. A lot of salespeople want to work on an account basis. They might be looking at an account within Salesforce, want to understand who all is within the database for this account, but all they're going to see are the contacts. And typically your contacts are people that have already been converted. What they're not going to see is any new leads entering in the database for that account. So if there's any additional engagement, people downloading white papers, ebooks, etc., your AE in a default kind of out of the box Salesforce scenario wouldn't be able to see that information. And then lastly is reporting. You can't report across leads and contacts within Salesforce. Really unfortunate. Creates a whole headache of its own. So fortunately, there are a couple options for dealing with this, and I want to talk through those today. The first one is you can adopt a lead to account matching solution. What this basically does is it has a little algorithm that runs in the background that every time a lead is edited or created, it automatically searches for any possible accounts that it could match. And it typically does that just by using the email domain to see if it matches the website domain. So it does end up with a process that's dependent on having accurate website domains on your accounts, which you hopefully do have already. But it will use some other attributes as well, all depending on which provider you go with and how you have it properly configured. So there's some pros with this approach. It does allow you to pull in account information via a formula field to the lead record, which is really nice because then you can put all of the company information in one place on the account and have both your leads and contacts always up to date with that accurate information, which is awesome. And then you can do the same thing on the account page. You can also have links back to any associated leads. So you end up solving that scenario where someone looking at the account record can actually now see both leads and contacts. The other thing that's really nice is that there are many off-the-shelf solutions that you can choose from for this scenario. One downside is this on its own doesn't really solve the issue with reporting across leads and contacts. But this additional scenario, option 2, does help solve for that. In option 2, you basically convert all leads to contacts. This is a little bit more of a serious change to your Salesforce instance, which is fine. If it's right for your business, you can do that. The benefits of this is it Eliminates any issue with having different data on the lead record. Everything's a contact, so automatically pull all company information from the account record. And it allows you to aggregate your reporting on one object, which is great, but also basically track all of your sales and marketing funnel on one object, which again is a really great benefit. So you end up with some better reporting capabilities there. The downside, again, is it's a little bit more of a serious change to your Salesforce instance. It's very difficult to move any records back to a lead, if at all possible. And it can cause some issues when syncing with different tools within the Salesforce ecosystem. So some tools really only are intended to work with leads, don't necessarily work with contacts, or a little bit more difficult to work with contacts. And it's just something you have to be cognizant of. So there's two options there for how to deal with leads and contacts and some of the possible challenges that you'll run into with each of them. I'd strongly recommend considering both, seeing what's best for your business. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to me. Happy to have a conversation about it and discuss. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great one.